I'm on my way to visit Hal and have a chat about his P76 rally car. Well, welcome to Interviews. I'm here with Hal having a little chat about this marvellous P76. So, Hal, how long have you had this thing?
1975. We purchased this from a sergeant at 130 Signal Squadron at Fort Wallace. He was just bought it new.
I was going to say it would have been a nearly new car.
Yeah, and he was posted overseas. And he asked me, did I want to buy it? I said no. Faye overheard the conversation and said yes.
And how much longer before it became a rally car?
Not long before the 1995 mobile one around Australia. Yeah, we decided to remove it from Faye's care and yeah, get it done and get it ready for that, which we did. Yeah.
And from a reliability standpoint, how has it been? Has it been a good car?
They're excellent. They're really good. See, the thing with these, they only weigh 1,170 kilos or 1,200 for the Super. You know, Falcon, Faye's Falcon over here is 1,620. This is only 1,200.
Really?
Yeah, that's all they weigh. So from what we were talking about earlier, this is a real easy car to change directions on a gravel road.
Right.
Just back off,
yep.
power on, and around you go. Yeah, they're really, really good, like a big go-kart.
Right,
yeah. And reliability, as you said, in that whole round Australia in 1995, it only stopped on us once when the fuel filter blocked down to the auxiliary pump we had down this side. Other than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Shock absorbers? You didn't have to replace?
Oh, 2 shocks. We had to put yeah, that was another episode. But once we changed the shocks in Perth over to these Rancho 9000s, which are a chappie in the bus service at Leonora, he put us onto it. He said, I know what to put on these P76s on the back, and he told us. We rang Jimmy Farmer from Farmer Brothers here in Newcastle. He got 2 from the shock absorber place here in Newcastle, 2 Rancho RS 9000s. Then he got one of the car club fellas, he ran him to Sydney, bought him a ticket on a plane, sent him to Perth. So we had the shocks within 2 days.
Yeah.
And it just transformed the car. The car was just unbelievable after that.
Well, yeah, I'm told that those Round Australia Rally shock absorbers was one of the big failing points.
Yeah.
You know, the sort of proper teams were replacing them daily.
Yeah, but once we put those...
Commodores?
Yeah, Commodores were. Put those Ranchos on,
I think
we never looked back.
Volvo, I think, also Ross Duncan, and I read a book about Ross Duncan, and he talked about rear shock absorbers or something.
That's right.
Just endless.
You need a trailer full of them or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, once we put those Ranchos on, gee, the car just transformed, you know. How we drove it, how well it went.
Right.
Did not have to change the shocks from that point on.
So how did you stand up physically to that event? Because that would have been pre all the soft, cushy stuff they do now. It'd be long days and...
Yeah, they gave us every 2 days you got that 8-hour break, decent break every 2 days. But in between you had like a 3-hour rest. But we were pretty wake up to that. We had as soon as we stopped and they said this is the 3-hour rest period here, the car's there, it's in Park for May. We'd roll a sleeping back out there and I'd go straight to sleep.
Yeah.
David did the same. Yeah, so we got 3 out.
So you didn't have trouble with that? You were so exhausted that it just went boom? You didn't
Yeah.
sort of sit there worrying about the noises or something in the car? Or,
No, it was good. The only one we had was at Mackay. I just got to sleep and there was a loud scream from someone. I thought, what? So I jumped up and Laurie Beecham, who was in one of the Falcons, he had gone down into the centre. Where the cars were parked around was a sloping showground,
right.
trotting track or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
And Laurie had gone down on the grass in the centre, thrown his bag down there, and he was camped down there. One of the Porsches was backed up on the embankment. The bloke didn't put the handbrake on, and it's gone straight down and rolled over the top of Laurie in his sleeping bag. So he was jammed under there. He just screamed. So we all ran down. We lifted the Porsche up, dragged him out. Yeah, that was interesting.
Now you've done fairly well in that Round Australia Rally. What was it, 10th or?
Yeah, we were second in our class. We actually led the class towards the end. And then the car that we were vying with, one of the Falcon G2s, he did a gearbox in the middle of a section and they towed him out with a 4-wheel drive and allowed it all to go through.
Yeah.
Didn't penalise him. Legally, he should not have done it.
Yeah.
But they turned a blind eye.
A
like
blind
that
eye. Yeah.
So we ended up 14th, I think it was, outright.
Right.
We started car 80. And so second in class we were pretty happy with.
I would think so, yeah.
So very impressed with that actually.
So what did you have to do in order to do it? Is it basically mechanically standard car or did you...
Uprated the struts on the front and we thought we had the shocks on the back covered, but we didn't, as we found out when we got to Perth. The motor, we had the motor fully done again. Now who did the motor for us? Noel Delforce did, I think. He used to work in the factory, the Leyland factory. He's now got a P76 repair place up here, Lochinvar, near the airport there.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So,
So the gearbox and diffs usually give trouble? Is no trouble with the diff?
No.
Brakes? What about, how do they whip brakes on these things?
Well, the front discs are fairly big. And as long as you've got the right pads, it'll stand up pretty well. And we were right with these pads, right down Perth, Broome, Darwin. When we got to the stage out of Townsville, just before that, we had to change the pads. We only had a set of standard pads.
Yep.
So we put those on, and halfway through this stage, it was all down the side of a mountain.
Yep.
Yeah, we'd run out of brakes about halfway down.
So
when we finally
So you just went faster?
kept our fingers crossed. So the boys got into town when we parked at Park for May. They went searching and they found some Holden pads that were heavy duty.
Right.
PDB6, the same pads, and we were right as rain from there. Yeah, but
the best result I ever got in a rally was in Kempsey, and the car had the discs were out of wall.
Oh, right.
And they were knocking the pads off. So the first time you put your foot on the brake, you didn't have any brakes.
Yeah.
So the second time. So it meant late braking all the time, and that's why I think I done better. I was forced into something.